Hop out on your hood, see all my foreign features. Bitch think she deserve this dick cause she caught me some sneakers. This black umbrella shit is dope, they say the gang need us. They love the hipsters, but what about the gang leaders? Huey had an army, Martin had a dream. Emancipated with this 40, we let freedom ring. She sell her pussy, whip the work, the hope to cook and clean. But if the feds kick in the door, you're going through the beam. Mediate the beef, make sure the hood eat. I'm hearing rumors we at war, I wish I could sleep. They hear the name and want the fame, but they don't know the cost. Niggas wanna clap me, but take a second to assess the loss. Accountability breeds fear, I'm a fucking boss. Young homies fluffing pillows, but ain't nothing soft. I mean too much to the niggas that hate me, to send a piece to the puzzle. Puddles of blood from giving violations. Polished excrement, yes the shit and you know it. You don't get strikes for holding whistles, gotta blow it. How the fuck you wanna play, but don't respect all the coaches? All for the peace, yet the police just wanna choke us. Kite to the precinct, enlisted demands to come on with an address, a photo, a grams with black hands round her neck, man, fuck the popo. It's hard to stay clean when you in the mud. Now I'm saluted by pretty bitches that use guns. Hop out on your hood, see all my foreign features. Bitch think she deserve this dick cause she caught me some sneakers. This black umbrella shit is dope, they say the gang need us. They love the hipsters, but what about the gang leaders? Hard to get diplomas, but we paying teachers. Pastor tell us to stay faithful, he ain't praying either. Niggas acting like divas, somebody gotta teach them. They fucking on they homies' bitch, they say the homie tripping. They say the pussy made a lane, but listen, how does you busted a nut contribute to the vision? Nigga, I don't get it. Where's the knowledge in it? Where's the wisdom? It's just sickening how you would kill for me, but let your dick make off decisions. Bringing forth the vision. You turn putty for some cutty, boy, who's soft for these bitches? I believe in breaking chains, but I was taught in tradition. So I gave niggas time to cool off and be thinking. I can't hold back the G, they try to talk to the niggas. I don't wanna be responsible for chalking my niggas. Cold sweat, city of Texas, sorta all of my niggas. Luciano with my corny, ready to cook and get 'em. I tell them patience, while I'm waiting. These niggas can't hide forever, I'ma blaze 'em. I've been racing niggas devils. Smaller greatness, fuck your ratings. Fuck your ratings, nigga. Shit. Spit it from the heart, fuck your ratings. Hop out on your hood, see all my foreign features. Bitch think she deserves some dick cause she got me some sneakers. This black umbrella shit is dope, they say the gang need us. They love the hipsters, what about the gang leaders? The gang leader. Gang leader. Black sheep.
Shout out to Lucky. Shout out to Luciano for giving me that giving me permission to play his cut, because I play a lot of music in on my my format from time to time, and it just gets to the point where it's like, if you look at it, and you guys got to know, if you're media content providers, sometimes, especially when you're monetized, you start getting these notifications, copyright notifications, all that type of stuff, and it's like, what? I mean, I'm trying to promote you. How come you? Wait a minute. But I'm, 9 times out of 10, the guys that I work with and that I promote, they don't even contest it. But it's a waiting process. It's a waiting process for them to let it clear, and then YouTube gives you your monetization, and that's why I'm so happy. I do got my own platform. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the 6 people in the building right now. If you could, whether you want to come in and hit the like button if you with us, and you can hit the dislike button if you hating. I don't care, because it does the same thing. Just sends the notifications out. You feel me? But how's everybody doing on this Tuesday day? Over here on the West Coast, it's beautiful out. I mean, it's beautiful. Um, you know, I just I just been taking in the weather because right now, where I'm at, it's like 80 degrees, and so it ain't gonna be too long before I get a chance to go back up northwest and get back into the studio mode and just do our thing. You know what I mean? But yeah, Fatal Luciano, man, I just seen a picture of me and him from 10 years ago, where we was, actually getting it in at a studio that I had over in the south end of Seattle. If anybody knows where that is, it's in the hood. It's in the hood, and we had been doing some work. Both of us was a lot slimmer back then too. Shout out to Fatal, but it is what it is. And one thing we still doing, we still grinding. Speaking of grinding, want to make everybody aware of a show that we will be streaming here coming up soon on the 25th of June in Columbia City at Lim's Historical Bookstore. My guy, the guy that I be working with all the time doing his show, doing the hip hops, he will be performing there also. And man, that's gonna be like a win-win because that's my dude. He's gonna be, people don't realize how much talent that guy got, but we will be streaming from Columbia City. Seattle music is real. Make sure you guys tap in to the channel on the 25th here, okay? So I been having to address a few people, and I was uh uh I was in my I've been in my groove. Let's just say that. I've been doing my thing. I've been dropping videos all week. I've been putting out content and putting out productions and producing shows and all of that. And I mean things been going pretty good as far as I'm concerned, but every time it just seems to be a pattern that when you're doing good, other people want to try to derail your campaign. You feel me? And sometimes these people get together, and this is a term that I learned from this person who the title is after his BBM Morning Copy Reheated, okay? And he told me about a term called trauma bonding. And I'm like, man, come on, man, what's trauma bond? And I guess it's when a group of people who have been done wrong get together and start discussing what it is that got them on what they own. So I'm like, oh, okay, I get that part, but my story is unique. I don't have a group of people to really turn to about what's going on as far as what it is that I'm doing with you. And if anybody has paid attention to the past and the current, you'll realize that me and that man parted ways, and it wasn't on good terms. Now I'm gonna give y'all a little bit of history, at least about that part. Okay. So I was a big sponsor of his platform, and I did a lot of support. I did adminning, for at least a year. Okay, at least a year that I could think of, and I don't know how long before that when I was just part of the so-called green team. And matter of fact, I came up with the term green team, but I don't know if he'll give me that credit. I was like, I'm good at giving names like that to particular things, and I coined us the green team way back then. So he stuck with it, and one of the things that that was kind of prevalent was that me and another friend of mine from Seattle, putting the ass entertainment was real big contributors to the platform over there, including, and people don't know, Foot in the Ass was the guy that came up with the Bag song and basically supported Frost also on the other end, helping him, you know, with some of the donations and the monthly program. We did everything you could do as far as helping a person. Okay. Well, sometimes, you know, it gets to the point, you know, where it's time to give back. Okay. And I ran into a situation. It was a very, very bad situation. And I didn't share it with anybody back then because I didn't, it was a family situation. And it was about, you know, something that happened to my family, you know. First, let me give a shout out to Basic Math Matrix and NYC Nikki. Welcome aboard, you guys. Glad you guys could come through. I usually don't do lives this early because y'all know I be getting ready to go to work, but I ain't got to go to work till later. So here I am. So thank you for coming through. Um, but yeah, so you know, putting the ass is like, you know, one of the main supporters. I'm one of the main supporters, but we always had this issue, like, dude, you know, you can't be always trying to you know, get us to bail you out of your situation, you know, especially when you calling people in the middle of the night talking about if your rent ain't paid tomorrow morning, you're gonna get kicked out of the hotel. And I'm like, one night this guy called me up and he said, man, the police are getting ready to come up here and knock on my door. And if I don't have the rent, I'm gonna get kicked out. So I'm going for this. I actually heard a knock on the door. I don't know if he did it or whoever did it, but it was like, okay, the police is there. Let me send this guy some something to help him out. But that's just the kind of person I am. If I'm riding with you and we doing our thing, then you know, I'm gonna help you in your time of need. And you know, I had a promotion campaign going on. Y'all know about that. I had a promotion that I was paying the dude to take care of. I'm only gonna play a small part of it because I want to stick to the topic. But this was the promotion. Okay, so a lot of you are familiar with that because I played at the beginning of all my videos and whatnot. And you know, this is my business. This is what I do. But it used to have his voiceover on it. So I'm like, okay, you know, I got to get rid of his voice and all that. So that costing me more production time and all that. But ultimately, you know, removing him was the goal that I had to do, you know, because he wouldn't he wouldn't do, you know, the promotions that I wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, let me go back to the original what led us to the segue. A thing happened in my family. Okay, this is some real tragic shit, and I'm about to share it with y'all. Some familiar faces I know who's you know rides with me and shares other platforms with me, but so I don't feel like you know I don't feel bad about saying this with y'all. So a family member of mine was doing a graduation party bus uh, uh, function with her friends, my granddaughter. Okay, and for whatever reason, God only knows. Some individuals decided that they were gonna do a drive-by on this party bus with my granddaughter and a bunch of other high school girls inside of this party bus. And I'm just gonna tell y'all to just hold on right here, okay? Because it's tragic. So two of my granddaughter's friends died in this incident, okay? And my granddaughter, she was in critical condition, okay? So with that being said, I instantly left and flew down to where I am now, down here in the Bay Area. And you know, I told a couple of people on the admin team for BVN that I was leaving, and I told one of them who lived in Oakland whether or not as I could get in touch with him while I'm down there because I don't know my way around. I don't know where the real safe place in town to go, and I wanted some help. Okay, thank you, Nikki. I appreciate that. Um, but So when I got down there, they reached out, they sent me to the right part of town, and I was able to settle in and go support my granddaughter. And then at this point, some of the admins were, I guess they had been sharing information about this amongst each other, mind you. They weren't disrespectful or whatnot, but somebody brought it to Frost, BBN, okay? So instead of him showing me the support that I had, what's up, Vaughn? How you doing, Mr. Vaughn? We got dragged the other day on the show. I'm gonna get to you though. Let me finish my dialogue right quick, okay? But so Ross, instead of showing support, because the admins was like, hey, I found a GoFundMe. Now, mind you, we don't need, my family don't need a GoFundMe or none of that. You know what I'm saying? But somebody had posted up within her family on her mother's side, and she already had like 30 something thousand before it even had got to Frost's knowledge. Okay, my families are attorneys, ex-ball players. You know what I'm saying? Professionals. We have, obviously we have, financial backing, financial hospital, health care, all of that. So what's up, Jay? How you doing, man? Thanks for sliding through, man. So, with that being said, Frost, he said something to the extent of, well, I don't really post up, other people's GoFundMe. Now, I never asked him to do it. I believe it was James S. or one of those guys asked him to put the GoFundMe up there, right? So Frost, dragged his feet. He was like, let me do some investigation. And so then he calls me into a call on IG. And when I get on there, and this wasn't on live or nothing like that, but when I get on there, there's like about 5 or 6 people who had nothing that as far as I knew, had anything to do with BBN. They weren't none of the admins or anything like that. And I found myself having to explain to him about the situation to a bunch of people who I didn't know, and I felt really uncomfortable. And I was like, man, I'm not with this. I don't even know what this is about. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, dude, what are you trying to do? What's your point here? And this is when the friction really started, because I realized at that point that Frost didn't even want to support whatever was going on with me and my family, and in regards to my granddaughter. Now, all of this stuff has been on the news, and by this time, I'm sure he had researched it and just was playing dirty with it, and he acted like, well, it was a conflict, and people put up fake GoFundMe's and all that. I'm like, dude, I've been working with you over a year. You ain't figuring me out yet. I've been supporting you from day one. Now, matter of fact, I'm more than just supporting you. I'm helping you pay your damn rent, because you ain't never got no rent money. To this day, you still don't got rent money. That was like 2 years ago. Get it? You still getting evicted. So what I'm saying is, it's not a lie. Okay? It's like he doesn't get this part of it right. Like, a job is a good thing to have, in case YouTube don't work out. That's been our main argument. And this guy decided, well, I'm just not gonna post your granddaughter's GoFundMe. I was like, man, I didn't ask you to. Them guys are asking you to, but I'm good. Whatever. So then, as I'm down, here, seeing about my granddaughter, I haven't talked to anybody for a couple of weeks. So then when I come back to going on live, everybody's welcoming me back. And, he's trying to give me some real whitewash reason as to why he wouldn't do it. And I'm like, look, dude, I don't even care, man. I don't care. You don't have to support me, but trust and believe, I don't support people that don't support me. And when he heard that, he knew that the gravy train and the and all the support that I had been given was about to get canceled. And he's right. So I just started pulling back. Like, man, dude, I'm good, man. You know what I'm saying? So of course, the next thing you know, and this all falls in line with what everybody else has heard, that he decided, that for whatever reason he was gonna find a reason to take my wrench. Okay, Frost is like that. He's giving out wrenches for financial support, and I'm like, dude, I never asked you for a wrench or nothing like that. Now this is all starting to sound familiar, right? It's starting to sound real familiar, like somebody else we know who does these same tactics. These guys are starting to really develop a lot of similarities. They give you these riches so they can use you and abuse you and talk crazy to you, and then when you talk crazy to them back, they attack you. See, I'm from the hood. I don't go for that. I don't go for that at all. I don't let nobody talk crazy to me, and especially when I'm supporting you, when I'm helping you. You know what I mean? So me and Frost, we went our separate ways. Okay, that was the end of it. Once I decided, you know what, you don't want to support me in my time of need, and I didn't even ask you to. It was just pointed out to him. Now, mind you, a group of the admins at that time, the best ones that we all still talk about. Okay, the best ones that we all know that was there. Um, Basically was having enough of what this dude, him and his antics and all the disrespect and the foulness that was going on, had just basically, that was almost the straw that broke the camel's back, but it was one more straw, and that was with Bree Powell. And as you guys know, she was very supportive of Frost. Okay, but once he disrespected her, okay, that was the final straw. It was like accumulation of straws that broke all in 1 week, and that's when we all bounced. Everybody bounced, okay. But of course, he dressed it up with, "Well, I've decided I'm not gonna have any admins." No, it wasn't that. We kicked you to the curb, and we decided enough was enough. Okay. Now, anybody who's familiar with this whole circle, this whole setup, you already know the best admins you could ever have: James S., uh, uh, Bree Powell, Big Star, and there was a few others. I can't remember the names right now, but I just know they were super supportive and putting the ass. Okay, and a few others I remember as we go along, but they were all just like, if you wanted a team, that was the team to have. And he basically just fucked that all up. And so I'm like, okay, so if you feel like that, you know, if you feel like now you don't want no admins because you can't stand the heat and you trying to get out the kitchen, then it is what it is. So I completely pulled all my support, okay? And Foot in the Ass was starting to say, you know what? I'm a support. I'm pulling out too, man. And finding him and Frost parted ways. So the next thing that we know, after about 3 weeks to 4 weeks of this guy begging for drops and all of that shit, found himself, let's get this one, found himself talking about he about to jump in front of the A train. How many of y'all remember this? I remember this. Okay? He's standing in front of the A train and he's talking about his life again, okay? But as we know, he did not jump in front of that A train. Okay? Instead, he went downtown a couple days later, I guess you could say with the sour face and cruising for a bruising, and ran into this guy. How many remember that? The World Star episode, okay? And he got the brakes put on him. That's all I know. And he started tumbling down and down and down. All I know is he started doing the lives You know, the lies from the live stream from parks. He was getting thrown out of parks, Starbucks, restaurants, just getting, his whole demeanor was so effed up that nobody wanted to fuck with him. And thus, he ended up homeless. Okay? Now, mind you, I felt bad at these times. I'm like, dude, you know, this didn't have to go down like this. I'm feeling literally partly like responsible for the fact that he ended up in the situation that he did. Us, you know, as admins, you know, was really holding this guy up. And anybody who followed everything from then until now, they know this to be true. But I just couldn't see myself supporting somebody that wouldn't support me or my family. I wasn't even asking for me. I'm taking care of everything anyway. But just the fact that you couldn't at least say, man, I'm here with you, man. I'm praying for your granddaughter. And just like anybody else would for an innocent child, it just made me say, dude, you're not the type of person that I really think I want to do business with anymore. Can I get my money back from my promotion, which ain't even started? You know, it was like a week or two away. And he told me no. I said, man, keep my money, man. Fuck you, man. I'm out of here. Good luck. And to be honest with you, he ain't had no luck, good luck since. Am I right? I mean, we all know what happened from the homelessness to the hostiles, uh, to the sleeping in the tent, all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? It just got worse and worse and worse. Um, yeah, that's the truth. That's true shit, Mr. Bond. I think you was there. You know, he's talking about you calling in with your shirts off and all that. This guy is something else. So this leads me into something now. Yeah, that's right. He was sleeping in the tent. Everybody saw that. It's like, what? You didn't have to do that to yourself. But the type of mentality that he got, you know, we all know that he's suffering from lack of medication. So he started having these episodes, right? And they led to him basically sleeping in a tent and then, you know, finally getting himself together and getting to the hostile, which is a whole nother episode in itself. Hey, salute, Yak? What's happening with you folks? Thanks for sliding through. Nikki, I will let you up here, but let me go through this, okay? I'm gonna get there, I promise you. And then I gotta figure out how to get you on because I ain't never had nobody on yet. So just hold on, okay? But yeah, so after his homelessness, he finally made it to the hospital. Now, mind you, the reason that he kicked me all the way so-called off of the so-called platform and stuff, the reason he made up was because of an individual whom we was calling Just 2.0. Does that sound familiar, y'all? Just 2.0. I was adminning the final day, being associated with Frost, just counting my time, like I got to get away from this cuckoo, and Frost was he wasn't he wasn't he wanted us to keep people in the chat sticking to the script, so to speak, you know? Not like you good people here. You good people are sticking to the script. And I appreciate that. But just 2.0, for some reason, he wanted us to recommend songs to him that he could play to his girl and all that. And we're having a topic. So I warned him. I said, look, Just, I'm gonna time you out, man. Cause you just keep distracting with the obligatory questions and whatnot. So I timed him out, and Frost goes off on me. That's when I knew he wanted it because I wasn't supporting him no more. And he says, why did you time 2.0 out? This is all history. I've made videos about this and everything already. So I just told him, I said, man, he wasn't sticking to the story. He wasn't sticking to the script. He wasn't sticking to the subject. And I kicked him out. So Just 2.0, he puts back on and he tells me I'm bullying, I'm cyberbullying, and kicks me instead. I'm not knowing, but this all came out weeks, months later, right? So anybody who follows all of this stuff here in this chat, you guys know who Just 2.0 turned out to be, right? I'm not knowing that Just 2.0 is lobbying and telling Frost, on the other end that, hey man, I got a place for you to stay. Okay, I got a place for you to stay, right? So that's a whole nother thing. So we all know what happened. Anybody who's been following knows that Frost actually went and got the apartment from Just 2.0 and stole it from him. Went to the manager, backdoor 2.0, kicked him to the curb, and then I forgot to mention, in between time, he also kicked 2.0 out about 2 weeks later after I gave him a timeout. And I told him, I said, dude, you literally kicked me out of the whole platform for somebody that you kicked out 2 weeks later. But they began to be friends, I guess, and that's how he got the apartment. I'm telling the truth. You already know. Vaughn knows he was following that all the way there. I know you was there, and it is what it is because Ross is an opportunist. We all know that. So he's seen the opportunity to finally get himself a place, which is where we see him now. Okay? With just a chair. That's right, Yak. He was just getting whatever he could from anybody. That's exactly what he is. He's definitely a scammer. Hey, Medicated Wookie, what's up, man? Appreciate you sliding through. So since he couldn't scam me no more, and 2.0 was his last move, he scammed 2.0 to the fullest. Took his apartment. Now I've been trying to get in touch with 2.0. But I don't know. He's messing with Willie so hard, the weirdo so hard that it's like, I don't know. I don't really want to venture into those areas because, they got their thing going. I got my thing going. But I wanted to talk to, 2.11, no man. It wasn't personal that I timed you out. I just timed you out. Jack, 2 weeks later, kicked you out. And then to top off, he literally kicked you out of your own apartment once you let him move in. What does that tell you about this character? Despicable. He's a cold individual, man. Kind of person you don't let around your wife and kids, okay? So all of this is leading me to this, okay? How you doing, Angel? Angel Crispin in the house. Thanks for coming through. She said Frost is a user. Okay. And she's so correct. Angel Crispin used to be over there. She's seen how he did a lot of people. He wasn't nothing nice. Nothing nice. So the other day it was brought to my attention that Frost, somebody came into his chat and said some foul ass shit about NETSTARZ. So I'm like, what? You know? And so I went and checked him out and I heard it. I'm like, dude, nah, man, you gonna clean this up. So I contacted Frost after about a year of not talking with him, not networking with him, and all that. You know what I'm saying? And oh, that's good to hear, Angel. That's good to hear. So I have the correspondence that I did with him on IG, by the way. So if y'all could just listen up real closely here, I'm gonna play it for you, okay? Fucking. Do you remember? He was the one that said Young Thug is the new Lil Wayne. And that's around the time that fucking Wayne's tour bus got shot up. Remember? Y'all don't be knowing this, but these rappers be having attempts on their life all the time. These rappers be having attempts on their life all the time.
all the time. I knew NETSTARZ was gay. That's why you throw his name in there. I knew NETSTARZ was gay. I knew NETSTARZ was gay. I knew it. I knew NETSTARZ was gay. So that's why that nigga was acting like he was. That nigga was. So that's why he mad. Because he was donating money to the channel and he thought I was gay and I was gonna probably get with him. I mean, I'm not saying that that's what it is, but I don't know if he's gay. By the way, that's what that person is. I don't know if the nigga's gay.
Okay. There's a whole lot. Hey, Aggressive TV, what's happening, man? Welcome to the platform, man. I'm just definitely I'm putting frost on the grill this morning, man, before I go to work. But I just played the recording from yesterday when he said that NETSTARZ first, and as you guys heard, he defiantly said NETSTARZ is gay. Put a 1 up in the chat if you heard him say that. Okay? And then after that, he said, wait a minute, hold on. I can't really confirm that. I can't confirm that. He backtracked, okay? And so what that told me is that at that moment, you had a reason to so-called hate on me because things didn't work out between us. And so since somebody threw that in your chat, that I'm so-called this gay, and we all know who that is. Only one person is putting that out there like that for whatever hateful ass reasons. I don't know, and I really don't care because my niggas know me, my people know me, and most of all, my wife know me. But I'm playing one more time just to make sure that everybody, including those in the back, get a chance to hear what he said.
Fucking. Do you remember? He was the one that said Young Thug is the new Lil Wayne. And that's around the time that fucking Wayne's tour bus got shot up. Remember? Y'all don't be knowing this, but these rappers be having attempts on their life all the time. These rappers be having attempts on their life all the time. All the time. I knew NETSTARZ was gay. That's why you throw his name in there. I knew NETSTARZ was gay. I knew NETSTARZ was gay. I knew it. I knew NETSTARZ was gay. So that's why that nigga was acting like he was. That nigga was. So that's why he mad. Because he was donating money to the channel and he thought I was gay and I was gonna probably get with him. I mean, I'm not saying that that's what it is, but I don't know if he's gay. By the way, that's what that person is.
Now you tell me. How many different explanations do you have of that, Frost? You knew I was gay, but then you don't know I'm gay. I think that what you had was a moment of what you called yourself trauma bonding. You were still hurt from the fact that I sent you to the park, to the hostile, to the fucking homeless shelter, to the tent, because I pulled back my support from you. Because I seen just what you're really cut like. You're not a popular loner. You're a popular weirdo. There's a fucking weirdo club getting ready to get started. There's a bunch of you motherfuckers out here that's on some weirdo ass shit. And it's like, dude, there was no reason for you to come at me like that. I never asked you for any of your support, but yet and still, you shot me down. You shot my granddaughter down. You shot all the things that we were trying to do. So I don't support somebody that don't support me. So you've been sour ever since. Thus, you went homeless. Me and my guys started stopped supporting you, putting the ass pulled out. Next thing I know, you're doing lives from the park. Here's Jay Hodges. Yes, thank you for coming through. And he knows it. He was there. Mr. Bond, Jay Hodges, these are people who were there. NYC Nikki, they all know that this was an actual and factual chain of events of what happened. We all pulled out our support. All of the admins said, fuck you, Pros. You on some bullshit. Because it wasn't just me he was fucking around. It was a few other people. You know what I'm saying? And we all pulled out. And basically, Faraz got his just deserves, and that's why he's right where he's at now. Okay? So you just heard him saying at first, initially, that he felt, yeah, I knew he was, and then he backtracked and said, no, he's not. Okay? And that's the type of shit that get people fucked up out here. You understand what I'm saying? So we're gonna listen to some more shit that I went through because I waited for this part for him to come out with. I confronted him on his IG that night when I believe it was Defiance let me knew he was talking shit. So here's that conversation.
Not doing it. Not doing it. I don't want no problems with nobody.
Hold on. That's not the one. Here we go.
What's up, man? For us, for a long time. You know, I've been staying off your neck, man, because, you know, you basically ain't had no words to say about me, but it was pointed out that, you know, you made a comment that was completely obligatory towards me. You said some reference, somebody put in your chat that I was gay. We all know who that was. That wasn't nobody but a fake account by Willie. I've been chopping his head off. You should be thanking me for that. Me and some of my other constituents exposing his ass, taking some heat off of you, by the way, because he ain't got time to really focus on you. But then you fall for the okie doke and let somebody put in the chat that I'm gay, and you so-called co-sign, yeah, I knew he was gay. So where did that come from? You ain't never knew nothing about me. That's the whole problem. Nigga, I am not gay. I ain't never came at you with no gay ass vibes. None of that type of shit. Anything, nigga, I'm a Muslim. There's no such thing as a gay Muslim. Don't forget that, okay? The other thing being also, Mr. Frost, is that, you know, we parted ways, man. Ever since then, let's just be honest. You know, you've been tumbling down and down and down, okay? I was supporting you. Me and my guys were in the ass, and now you're where you're at, and you're doing what you're doing. You know, you got to think about a lot of things. Sometimes your mouth goes too far. But I did see that you corrected yourself later. You said, well, I don't know that. And I'm going to give you a salute for that. But you still left it kind of obligatory. See, that's the thing. You know, we as black men, we got to stop trying to assassinate people's characters. Okay? Straight up. I just talk. All I ever talked to you about was the way you handled our business. Okay? And once that was established, once I made my point, I let it go. But see, you are fishing for a reason to try to justify why you think things went awry with me. And trust me, it had nothing to do with sexual purpose. Even though, let me reiterate, I am nowhere near gay. I got the most beautiful wife on the planet. And you saw, I believe you saw her. But that's neither here nor there. All I can tell you is that you semi-cleaned that up at the end of your comment. All right? And I seen what you did. And whoever made the comment, it ain't even visible in the chat. So I get it. You did what you did. I can accept that, but it's halfway dry. Okay? Because people going around saying that you said I was gay. Nigga, don't start the slander shit, because we can double up. I don't apologize for calling you gay. Other than that, I don't know what is going on or whatever else. I will apologize for calling you gay, okay? Next time I'm live and I remember, I will apologize for saying that. But as far as that goes, that's as far as that is. I don't really run out. Whatever this is, I don't want to have nothing to do with it. Yeah, yo, I'm just gonna, I don't really want to deal with whatever this is. I'm gonna go on live whenever it is. Say that somebody came in here and made a statement. I want to retract the statement on your sexuality. It's not my business and I don't care. And then that's it. I don't want to deal with none of whatever this is. Go in peace. May the Most High bless you. I'm out.
Usually when you hear Frost starting to talk about God and all that, that's when the fuck shit's getting ready to start. That's when he gets to panhandling, threatening his life. All of the fuck shit starts happening. Okay? But when I hung up, I was like, okay, let me see if he's gonna really do what he said he's gonna do. Cause I'm like this. I'm a grown man, and straight up, I'm like, I gotta address you if you're talking some shit about me and it's not true. You know what I mean? I have to address you. That's just the way I was brought up. You know, especially if I had dealings with you, I gotta address you. That's all bottom line. So when I hit him with that, that was his response. Okay? So I waited for a day, right? He didn't do that. So I'm like, okay, let's see. You know, let me see. Maybe I need to hit you up again. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, dude, um, you need to address this whole thing, man. And I'm hitting him up on his live, and he's like, uh, I ain't gonna do it. So I'm just gonna play you what his response was. That's what I'm gonna do. Just give me a shot here. Hold on, here it is right here. So I hit him on his IG while he was on live.
Not doing it. I don't want no problems with nobody. I don't want no beef. Not doing it. Shout out to Gary Crawford. Shout out to Joe while losing. Not doing it. I didn't just kick you because I got beef with you or anything like that. I'm gonna unkick you. I just prefer to keep that out of my chat. I don't want no problems with none of you people. And I know that anything I say and do is gonna create a situation where y'all guys are gonna want to argue with me. I'm gonna unkick you. Please don't bring that in. That's what I'm saying. I don't want to know nothing with nobody.
That's gonna be a tough.
Growing while losing says maybe he was big is why he shot him. He couldn't keep up with the smaller man. We don't even know if they actually got into a locked up situation. That's one. Two, Gary Crawford said keep him kicked. Boom, copy. Keep him kicked. I give him crap. Gary Crawford, I consider he was the person that I was going to make an admin also. I was actually going to make you an admin, and I had people who were admins saying don't. That's the only reason why you never became an admin. I just want you to know that. Sebastian Tompkins, Sebastian Tompkins is top of the top BB and Fam Salute. Dropping all those rules. Yeah, I was gonna make you an admin. Wait, did I ever talk with you about being an admin? And you said don't make you an admin, even at that time, right? Because I think I was gonna do it anyway. I think I had to talk with you during the show. Did I ever talk with you during the show and you was like you didn't want to be one? But I also have somebody telling me don't do it. Don't do it. You donate to the channel. Usually when I be like, let's see if I can $10 drops or something like that, Gary Crawford usually pull up. So I was like, nah, he's good for admin. Now you know I can't steer no show. I'm not trying to beef with you. I don't want got no beef with you. I don't got no nothing with you. No nothing. It's just any show nothing with you. No nothing. It's just any channels that made videos about me talking crazy. I just really prefer that you don't be talking in my chat.
So as you can see, Frost is getting ready to start backpedaling. Because, first of all, he didn't want none of the smoke that we was bringing. We all know what happened. He took it on his chin. He ended up being homeless and all that type of stuff. Spasmatic in the house. Probably y'all don't know Spasmatic. I play a lot of his music on my channel. And he's usually the one I used to open up with all the time. Shout out to Spasmatic, my nephew. But Frost being on what he was on, definitely he, got to backpedaling on the situation. I don't know why. He probably got into his bipolar state. And once again, he got, to talking about, oh, he don't know what I'm talking about. And then he remembered. So now I'm about to play that to you. Just to be quick.
Y'all don't understand, yo. Y'all don't understand. Shout out to Mike.
Shout out to the 26 people in the house.
Understand. Every little tiny thing I do, people be so far in their feelings, it's crazy. You don't understand. Fuck, yo. You know, sometimes I'm gonna. Oh man, forget to get a nigga. Oh man, get out of here, man. Just get out of here, man. Just get out of here. I hate you people. Like I'm trying to. You just try to be civil with people so much, man. You just try to be civil with people. Please don't contact me.
Okay, so at that point, I was like, man, that's a really dry way of apologizing and recanting what you said. So I started calling him all kind of bitch ass niggas and shit on his IG. So once I started hitting him with that, he was trying to bail up out of there. Salute to Dog Soldier, man. That's my guy. He was also a Frostanian, so he knows exactly what I'm saying is true. Also salute to Grown Men Talking. We don't. There's no history. There's no mystery in your history. We already know, man. This nigga is something else. He has dogged all of us. One thing Aggressive Defiance has pointed out that there is a community out here that basically has been done wrong by this individual. Okay, but so yeah, that was me, Vaughn. That was me. I was hitting him. He was trying to clown you. He was dragging you. That was me on there talking like, man, dude, you owe me an apology. You said you was gonna do it. Part 3. Listen to this part, y'all.
Yeah, so, but those idiots did that, and then they said they did that. So, what's happening now is they're literally garnishing all of the monies that's coming into the courts. Is garnishing the money before game even see it. It's being sent to homegirl. So, shout out to the game. You could have just been. You could have been doing anything at the game that you wanted to do, but instead now you got to go back to work. Now y'all getting kicked. I thought that's what was happening earlier. Y'all was getting kicked, so that's the dude that's messing with my servers, making everybody get kicked. Like y'all.
Here we go again. Now we all know Frost is in a new location. Am I correct? So he instantly reversed to somebody's fucking with my internet. This guy, you know, what he don't realize is that a lot of the shit that he says, people don't agree with. You know what I mean? People don't feel that vibe. You know, you sitting up here blatantly mischaracterizing people, people that we all know have supported you and backed you and all of that. Grown Man Talk was one of them. He slandered his name, and to this day, that slander is still following Grown Man Talk. I know this for a fact because I was there. You know what I'm saying? And this is the type of shit that gets to people when they realize that their reputation is being soiled by these guys with these so-called platforms based on nothing actual and factual. Frost be splashing more. He do be shining. Huh? What the hell, man? What is all that grease on your face, man? Stop it, man. So, having said that, you know, Frost, he went so far as to go and say more slanderous shit with a basically a halfway recanting of his statement. Now, but what this opens up the doors for is that the fact that Frost admitting that he didn't know anything like that about me in the end, and that he never said anything like that about me, leads to another person who has been lying, saying that Frost is the one that said this. So now we have Frost, actual and factual, saying, nope, I didn't know that. But yes, he did try to trauma bond in the beginning because Frost is all in his feelings because he went through hell when we left. Straight up. And we all witnessed it from him going to jump in front of that doggone A train, threatening to jump out the first floor window. How you jump out the first floor window? Yeah, land on your fucking lawn, nigga. Ain't nobody gonna give a fuck. You're not gonna get hurt. These are all tactics to get drops, okay? We know that. We know what you're doing. We know what you up to. It's already in the works that this is what it's all leading to. Like I say, during all of these episodes, get busy living or get busy dying. Okay? That's an old statement that, as many of you guys know, was on Shawshank. It's like quit holding us at bay. You're not gonna extort us anymore. You feel me? You're not gonna extort us anymore. And I'm part of the so-called sour grapes that he's had because of this. You know what I mean? I'm really an integral part of his history as to what led to his homelessness. I know a lot of y'all don't know this, but this is actual and factual. Me and Foot in the Ass are from Seattle, okay? And we are partners and we do stuff here in the studio. We've done interviews here in the studio, all that, okay? And when we pulled out, that was the end. That was the end. And so ultimately, he definitely just had no other choice but to start threatening us and getting ready to do this thing about no, Mr. Bond, don't bring that up. Don't bring that up. Please. But doing whatever he had to do to get drops and whatnot. So for whatever reason, yeah, I know he got sour grapes towards me. It is what it is. I ain't tripping. He got sour grapes towards everybody. There's not one admin that was there from the past. There's nobody there. I think he got like one drop today, whatever the case was. But when you're out here proffering and telling people that I will do a banana trick for $50 for a drop, you have really lowered yourself to Thanks for sharing that one. We all seen that one, man. That you have really lowered yourself to desperate standards. So I just wanted to point that out that because of this man, and his excuse is that he forgot that he said that he was going to apologize to me for slandering my name. And I'm like, dude, that's something you shouldn't forget, man. Forgetting could get you hurt. You see somebody in New York and you right around the corner and you know you did some fuck shit and you say you're gonna address it, but you don't. I could have ran into you at the store, been like, what's up now, dude? You know what I'm saying? Ross would have pulled out that steak knife on me, I already know. Because I'd have gave him a good one. A good wake up, nigga. But straight up, it's like, these people, they got to stop with this slanderous behavior and stop using it to so-called benefit themselves, to make yourself look like they're righteous and all that. If you're willing to go to that extent, man, dog, you cannot be letting God fall out your mouth. You can't be throwing everything in God's light that you're being favored when you're not. You're all we have to do is follow you. All we have to do is follow you and see that, dude, you done did so many people wrong that you have done yourself wrong. You cut and blocked your own blessings, as everybody says. You know what I'm saying? It's just fucked up, man. And you ain't got nobody but to blame but yourself. Mr. Bond, hold on. Let me run this back. Mr. Bond's on some. He said, I'm going to go register the Bronx Broadcasting Network as an LLC. You ain't the first one that said that, because we know he ain't handled his business. He got to handle his business. You got to go get that secured. Anybody who's doing this needs to go secure their name. My name is secured. When you put in NETSTARZ Live, you will see my website, my trademarks, all that. Put in BBN and see what happens. You go, Mr. Bond, you gonna make this man get ready to jump out his first floor window. Woo! Hold on, let me see some of these comments. Let me slide them in here. Oh yeah, you seen the so-called? Oh, you going for the jugular. Angel Crispin, Crack Frost said that for $50 he'll swallow a whole banana. Wow, you already know. So, listen, y'all. I didn't want to be on it too long, and I want y'all to know if y'all do go back and check out his live, he was saying that I'm stalking him because I was, hitting him on the jack, on IG, and you can only leave minute messages, and I was just coming home from my other job, from my other shift, so I was just hitting him on the jack, like, dude, leaving these 1 minute messages. I left about 4 of them. He says that's stalking. I'm like, dude, I'm driving hands-free. I'm trying to drive safely and address you at the same time. I only sent you four fucking IGs, and you wouldn't be having this problem had you have just done what you said. And then when he did do it, there was no, y'all go see it. It wasn't nothing behind it. Wasn't no spirit behind it. I always said, if you can't apologize with your heart, don't apologize with your mouth. Because we can see it and we can feel it. And that's how I feel right now. I feel like you didn't mean nothing you said, dude. So just put that down as, no, I guess it's time to make a video about you and expose you some more. Even though I've been trying to keep your name out my mouth, you put my name in your mouth. And so here we are. So with that being said, I want to thank all y'all for checking in. Shout out to the 22 people in the house. I'm going to get some direct shouts out here. Basic Map Matrix, Mr. Bond, thanks for sliding through. Crack Frost, Medicated. We got the whole lineup here. I love y'all. I feel you. Dog Soldier, thanks for coming through. Angel Crispin, especially my guy, Grown Man Talk, Spasmatic, and my main man, Aggressive Defiance. Yes, he's starting off. He got this shit pumped up. NYC Nikki, thanks for coming through. I'm kind of leery about doing the StreamYards and getting on the phone right now. Give me a shot to work this out. I promise you next time I will definitely do that. I'll do that, okay? And we need to keep our foot on this neck because that's the only way these guys can operate. Real talk. If you don't let them know that they got to be responsible for their YouTubing and the things that they say, they'll just be out of control. Like the weirdo. He's out of control. He got 15 channels. So with that being said, I'm going to send this out, man. I hope y'all have a good day. It's only about, 11 o'clock over here. So it's 2 or 3 in the afternoon over there. So y'all get it in. This is what the town looks like. Thank you for coming through.
Shooting for me. We here. Evergreen. Seattle be the city. That's right. Seattle be the city. For the takeoff. Seattle be the city. Hey. City for the takeoff. Going hard, my niggas ain't soft. Born in the center of the chaos. Seattle taking flight for the takeoff. We checking loose ends for they break off. You know my city go hard, my niggas ain't soft. Up in the evergreen, you know we move mean. We dedicated to the struggle, trying to live king. We dedicated to the hustle, seeing what it bring. Elevated on a double like a triple beam. Great team, bout that action like a movie scene. We bust shots and we hot, Uzi magazine. We play to win, going in, we the first string. I put my city on the map from here to Beijing. Up and down the map, C-Town is where it's at. City, state to state, we be checking trap. We give instructions, set them down, and they bring it back. We consistent with the game, and we never lack. Yeah, you go against the grain, it gon' get strange. Lame niggas in my city always catch flames. Real niggas in my city doing big things. Getting money every day through the pouring rain. Seattle be my city where it's at. Seattle be my city where it's at. Seattle be my city where it's at. Home of the fresh weed, tips and the max. Seattle be my city where it's at. Seattle be my city where it's at. Seattle be my city where it's at. You gotta love my city, you gon' wanna run it back. Liquid sunshine, rainy days on the grind. Hustle to get mine, smell that evergreen pine. Even when I'm doing bad, know I'm doing fine. Press a hard line, staying down on the climb. Feeling blessed through the stress to my last breath. Cooking game, serving fiends like a dope chef. Throw a flag on the field like a mad ref. And violators get punished when they try to test. Every hood in my city, it go dumb really. Cause every hood in my city, it get real gritty. Should look pretty in my city, but it's real tricky. Take a wrong turn, family, you might catch 50. Niggas never learn, so we still dying many. Instead of building, getting money, it's the hate and envy. I'm in the traffic moving swiftly and they trying to clip me. I'm in the traffic switching lanes and they trying to hit me. You know this life, it ain't a game, snake shit is trendy. These new niggas don't aim when they bustin' minutes. I'm in the city full of game and I love my city. Doing dirt up in the rain cause we so filthy. Seattle be my city where it's at. Seattle be my city where it's at. Seattle be my city where it's at. Home of the fresh feed, tips and the match. Seattle be my city where it's at. Seattle be my city where it's at. Seattle be my city where it's at. You gotta love my city, you gon' wanna run it back.